going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're going to take a look at Mandalorian Death Trooper, and this is sold out, but for any Hot Toys, Enter Bay 16, whatever the case is, head over to bigbadtoystore.com. Pile of loot, $4 shipping. Go ahead and check it out. I'll put the link down below. So I just picked this up recently, brand new. I got a good price out of it. As you guys know, I have a brand new appreciation for stormtroopers, and this is one of them, a Death Trooper. And I like Mandalorian, so I might as well pick it up, like I said, and let's go check it out and see what happens. And this is a good looking figure, and then you can see the art box here. It is beautiful. You see Death Troopers in there. There's gonna be a new one, I believe, the Chrome, something like that, the Dark Chrome, whatever, Trooper. So, but feel like I only need one, and because I can Photoshop this and just have more of these. And you got some nice weapons in here, so it doesn't come with a lot, but again, for the price that I got it for, and as you can see, it's brand new. It was a good deal that I can't pass up. Just but be careful when handling this guy, because he is a bit shiny, and you see the stand right here. It kind of feels like like you're gonna scratch it all the time. It just feels that way. And something kind of like a dirt got into my helmet and kind of wiped it off, and I believe it left a scratch. So let me know in the comments how you kind of fix it. Is it like the kind of like in the car, like those X kind of thingy, wipe X? I don't know, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, you can see here, that's why there's a lot of foams and covers in here, because you can get scratching easily. And you got some batteries in here that you install in his helmet, so it would light up as well. So originally this was priced at $235, so not too bad. Right now I think the prices of troopers are pretty similar. So accessories here, you got this, I don't know if this has been going on, but isn't this the barrel holding hand, or if it's something else, let me know in the comments. Because it's not the gripping hands for weapons. This is kind of like an open palm hands here, and the two ones are like trigger gripping hands. But you can see it's nicely sculpted. Two different layers of black going on here. There's a shiny and matte. You got a nice blaster. I don't even know what it's called. Let me know in the comments. I'm looking at it just says blaster rifle. I'm looking at the description at Sideshow, and I guess that's it. But yeah, holding blaster rifle, gesturing hands, I guess, pair of fists, relaxed hands, holding blaster rifle hands, I guess that's what you call them now. But yeah, this is nicely painted. You can see the barrel. It has some nice, I don't know what you call that, weathering on it, like the some residue on it. And you got this pistol, a blaster pistol, nicely painted, not just matte black. Which one is it? I think IG-11 doesn't have any scuffs on it. This one is weathered. You can see like the silver underneath paint is coming out, so that is beautiful. And the stand Death Trooper, pretty much the same as the Shore Trooper that I do have. And let's take a look at the armor here. Beautiful. It's shiny black with some clean lines on it. I like the way it looks. Looks pretty badass. Although with how it looks, it's not weathered at all and has that shiny coat into it. So just be mindful. You are going to be prone to some scratches and dust and all that stuff. So, just be careful handling this and going down here. Again, I do like the line work that was done here. It complements the black paint quite nicely. I don't know what you call it. It said tan lines, or that doesn't sound right. But yeah, the armor itself, I think it's beautiful. Going up here now, and in the underneath layer is some sort of a rubber material, but it's not as difficult to pose, if that makes sense, as the First Order Stormtrooper. That's a whole new level, although it's not as forgiving as the Shore Trooper, because the underneath clothing of the Shore Trooper is fabric. This one is rubber, but it feels like a thinner sort of rubber that doesn't bounce back right away. compared to the First Order Stormtrooper. But as you can see here, there's some layers and beautifully painted armor that we do have here for the Death Trooper, which is pretty badass. And the head sculpt or the helmet that he does have, comparing to the first version, has more prominent green to it, and the light, you don't see it quite as good but you can see it from the top of his head and the green underneath his helmet, this is the surprising one. You can see from the side it has some weathering on it, but the rest of the armor does not. So that's some pretty cool note to have. This is the dome that he does have is connected via magnet. So the on and off switch is on the top of the magnet, which is pretty easy to reach. He does also have, so you can just remove the helmet if you want to, but it does come with a separate neck piece that it could look down and up if you really want to. But it does look cool. This entire, so they're supposed to be like the more elite Stormtrooper per se, but in Mandalorian they still didn't hit Mandalorian enough. So even though they're considered, I guess, a higher ranking Stormtrooper, they're still not pretty good, to be quite honest with you. Although they do look menacing, though. They do look menacing. I gotta give them that. I don't know if I'm gonna buy Moff Gideon now because these guy just looks awesome. But yeah, look at that. The eyes does not light up. It doesn't light up, but it doesn't need to be, in my opinion. And as you can see here, it still looks pretty darn good. Articulation wise, if you are wondering, so again, you can remove that dome, you can open it up. I think it takes 3 batteries, and again, the one on the chin does light up. You can raise the arm sideways. Now the shoulder armor piece, they don't move along, they just stay in place. It's double jointed elbows, but because of the rubber here, I don't suggest you do that for a long period of time. Also, the legs does have that rubber material still, so you don't need them to sit or kneel. It would be nice if they could kneel like the Shore Trooper, but you know, they're not capable. And as you can see here, you can push it down the neck because it has a separate neck, and you can push it right up as well. Just be careful not doing it for a long period of time, because I believe those rubber are gonna deteriorate over time if you leave them as so. Some ankle articulation here. The knees, you can bend them pretty nicely, even though they're tugging and pulling here on the knee section. The legs, you can spread them apart, or you can kind of maneuver things, but it's just not, you won't feel comfortable doing it once you're pushing it in and out, you know, up and down. It just feels like you're breaking the figure, and it's not a good feeling for me. You know, if it can't move from my first try, I'm not gonna keep on trying just to put him in a particular pose. And speaking of pose, let's do some poses here as much as we could. You know, I have him holding this, he's the only one, I believe. Everyone's holding their rifle. See, look at them. They're not even looking at the scope. They're just, you know, just put the stock of their gun into their shoulders. So that's why they can't hit anything. You know, they're not doing this properly. But you know, like you can raise the arms at least. That's a good start. That's a good start that you could raise the arms. Although my expectations for a trooper now, and this is kind of like the pose that you saw earlier, my expectations now is for them to be able to at least point their blaster, which was really hard to do in the early iterations of not just First Order Stormtroopers, but Stormtroopers in general. They just have this, it's just difficult. But now, you know, you have some range of motion that you could do, which is pretty nice, and especially with this particular trooper, which is the Death Trooper. You know, look at him taking a shower in the rain. But yeah, the one on the back, this scene, if you can remember, it's from Rogue One. The first time, at least in the cinema, we've been introduced to Death Trooper, and they were pretty menacing there. And you know, they have their own Death Trooper in Hot Toys format, which they have the pouches and all that stuff on their shoulders. That goes for quite a good money nowadays, but this can stand along, if you want to. And speaking of which, this is how he looks like from my two other troopers. My favorite one basically is the short trooper. It just looks phenomenal. And I think that's a commander stormtrooper, which you could remove the pauldron as well and make him just a regular stormtrooper if needed be. So I mean, display wise, they actually they look nice when they come in pairs. But that's it, guys. This is my final thoughts on the Death Trooper from Mandalorian. I love troopers now. Whatever the case is, I'm not gonna buy them all. But if I see a good price on BSD or eBay, whatever the case is, I would get them. Because they just look so cool. This is one of those things where I don't have a personal attachment to them, but as a toy aficionado, I could definitely just appreciate the look. Now, especially with the Death Trooper, and I do love Mandalorian, so that also does help. Outside of the fact that I got this for a really good price. Now, would I recommend you if you don't like this, if you're not a big fan of Mandalorian, should you go out and get yourself a Death Trooper? I would say no. It's not necessarily needed because they go for a pretty penny nowadays. Just wait. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see them again. This is Troopers. This is not 2017 where troopers are going for a premium. As you can see, like the Death Trooper, if you know where to look, you can get those guys for fairly cheap nowadays. Just it's a wait and see kind of game now when it comes to hot toys. Depending on when you're watching this, because you might be watching this 5 years from now, and maybe they're really hard to find and they're like $900 now. But as of now, as of now, troopers are still pretty affordable, so to speak. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.